welcome the next speaker. We have with us the Secretary General, the Vice President of CPMIC, Bian Jiang, please. Honorable President Song, Mr. Yuan, and Chairperson Zhang, my heartfelt greetings to all the friends who are participating in the Shanghai Platinum Week series of programs. The demand of PGM from China is accounting for 1/3 in the world. It has a great rosy market picture. The industry have a very solid foundation to start from. So we have seen that you'll find that every year. So the PGM derivatives can have an output of 70,000 tons every year, including the derivatives. But there's still a big gap there from what the market is demanding from us. So we are dependent on importing. At the same time, you'll find that actually about the refineries on the fine chemicals, catalysts, and also the TMCs as well. And think about the recycling, scrapping, and the recovering. So these are all different application areas. So every year, so the recycled amount is increasing by leaps and bounds. Secondary recovery has become a very important pivotal complement to the market supply in the market. So it's estimated that by the year 2035, if you look at China's PGM recovered amount, it's going to be actually about 85 to 90 tons every year. So you'll find that actually as the precious metal industry have a lot of incentives, technology and tax arrangement and other policies with the changing global landscape for the application and the recycling market of precious metal and PGM. I believe that they will evolve, they will change as well. So think about the scrapped materials, including the precious metal come from three different constraints. The first one is that what about the conversion of the hazardous chemicals into non-hazardous ones, because there are specific regulatory requirements from the China government to make sure that there is a ban on local governments to set up the different restrictive policies to keep in track the mobility of the supply of the scrapped metals or something. But even given that a lot of local places are trying to go against the government policy, of which they try to bisect and also bypass the national policy by coming up with local regulations. So a lot of the projects are being put on a standstill or being phased out. The second one is about the input item like invoice issue, and this is having a big impact on our industry. And the third challenge comes from the anti-pandemic prevention control measures, especially during COVID-19 under the context of the anti-pandemic prevention measures. So a lot of layoffs of the transportation companies, and also logistics cannot go through very smoothly. Sometimes they have to be stuck there for half a month or something in the lockdown or something, stuck in different cities in China. So every time, think about logistics companies. For every one truckload of something, you have to assign about 3 to 4 different employees. But if you have to have the truckload 3 times a month, you have to send all the people there. Sometimes they have to go through quarantines, which means that they are stuck in the road. They cannot come back to take another new truckload. So this is very restrictive to the development of the recycled material industry. But even given all the different challenges we are trying to be very proactive in addressing all the challenges. Even given a lot of all different types of local anti-pandemic prevention control measures, they managed to do their jobs very well. So pay tribute to them. Now, supply and demand of PGM is in equilibrium right now, especially for April and May because of the changing global geopolitical landscape. So the supply of PGM has slowed down a little bit, but I think the bigger reason than that is the local policies for anti-pandemic control. So the supply of PGM slowed down further due to that reason. So think about refinery, petrochemical, and also the fine chemical. Think about the downstream users of the PGM. So they have to delay the time. They have to use it. So think about actually on the scrapping cycle of the catalyst, which has been used for a long time, has been elongated. And a lot of OEMs have to stop their production. So that's why on the demand side, there is not immediate use for a big amount of the PGM demand. So that's why in April, May, and June, in that 3 months, the demand for PGM is declining. So importing are slowing down. So is the demand as well. It turns out that the NEV, new energy vehicle, has been developing by leaps and bounds. And then they have been cranking up several notches. So based on our careful market analysis, we believe that actually, so this is having a major implication on the demand and user amount of PGM in the auto sector. So we believe that so palladium, rhodium, palladium and platinum, especially palladium, for its future usage, I would believe that it is going to be subject to major challenges. So that's why we have summoned all the different experts in the industry to do some brainstorming, to do some in-depth analysis. In addition to that, we have approached the Lingang Group, of which together with them, we set up the New Innovation Research Institution for the purpose of blazing a new trail for new application areas for PGM. Based on the current feedback and current input we have in a lot of different areas, we can blaze the trail for finding wider application for PGM. So not just because of NEV, not because of the NEV, we have to reduce the use of PGM. So PGM still have a lot of relevance. It could have the equilibrium of supply and demand. Think about carbon peaking, carbon neutrality. So we have to rely on the PGM because of the tightening emission standard for the OEM industry. We have to use a lot of palladium and rhodium. And also the hydrogen economy is calling for the usage of a lot of PGMs as well. So you find that actually also the phasing out of the polluting industry is also going to increase the usage of PGM as well. So that's why we really like a lot of above mentioned application areas for PGM. They are going to increase more the usage of the PGM. So supply and demand picture wouldn't change significantly. So our observation is based on the current status quo. So on that note, we have just done a briefing with everyone. I hope that you can enjoy a stay here in Shanghai. I wish you a productive Shanghai Platinum Week. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.